I remember a saying from my first mentor, Rory, and you know who she is. She had a comment that said, "Make up in effort what you lack in knowledge or experience." And that's exactly what I did. I remember running around like a madman, not even knowing what I was doing. And 4 months later, I qualified for that cruise that they were giving away, and didn't even know I qualified for a cruise because I didn't know what I was doing yet. So I made up for it in effort, doing 4 times more than what everybody else was teaching to do.
Exactly. All right, James, you're up. James Doyle, you can unmute and let's go to Q&A.
Hey
Yes,
guys,
sir.
remember this though, if you unmute, please, if you have any televisions, radios, stuff going on in the background, can you try to quiet that down a little bit?
Okay, James.
Okay. Very simple question. Many of us still have, excuse me, leads from before everything changed over because we had such a large list. Do we finish using that list for the new V-marketing, or do we ask for a new set of marketing leads?
Okay, this is a really good question, and I can see why I confuse you guys on it all. So let me put it this way. The leads are all going to work based on them working. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're 6 months old, a year old, 2 years old, but you know, the new fresh leads are probably going to be a little bit more advantageous. I'm going to tell you, get new leads and have those ones to fall back on. So when you run out, pull those ones up. Or when you bring a new student in, share those leads, just get them out there. Like, so there's no wrong answer to that, James. You want more leads, get more leads. I've been telling all the MSIs, let them flow. Don't get in the way. No friction. Just, you know, give them the leads. If they're working them, give them more. You know, some of us are going to be adding 2, 3, 4 new people to be marketing a week. Give them a bunch of leads so that they don't need to come to you for them. If you guys,
Okay.
Tanya and I have access to a lot of leads. It's no joke. What hurts is when they're not used. So I'd rather them just get used. And James, you want new leads? Get new leads. If you're working leads, and let's say it's been a week, 2 weeks, the third week, and you're not getting a positive response, get a new set. Just get a new set. I don't even care. Get a new set and go. If you haven't had a response in 2 weeks of doing like 80 a day, get a new list. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes we hit a pocket where the numbers always work out, but don't just throw them away. You can come back to those later. That makes sense.
Because my reason was not everybody has the same situation, and I physically had not been able to get to my leads for a little while, so they were sitting in a pile not being used.
For your situation, get new leads and go.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Deidre. Deidre, you can unmute. There we go.
Hi.
Hi, Deidre.
I first wanted to say that I look forward to doing the new V marketing, because I know for me it was a little overwhelming to begin with, and it doesn't take much to overwhelm me, but it was a little. I didn't quit, obviously, but it was overwhelming. So I think
quit, Deidre, but
yeah, when you said it out,
I had time to think about it and go, why are we having friction here? And like, oh my gosh, you know what? This is a lot. And when we bring a student in, and when you came in to be a student of us, you went through a series of information before you got there that got you ready. We did the marketing. And it's just me understanding what we're doing that works, and then realizing that I might have given, you know, on the V marketing side, we went at it wrong. We didn't go at it as easy as we really should have. So yeah, and you know what? People will make it easier when they actually see success. They'll drop. It's the same thing. So
exactly,
that's why we're here, you guys, and we are going to crank. If you guys just do the V marketing, even if you only add 1 or 2 people a month, it'll make momentum happen. But if those of you that are doing it part-time to full-time, you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 a week, and you duplicate that, oh my gosh, does it build a business? It doesn't. a lot of people doing a little bit consistently is better than one person doing a lot. The power and strength of leverage is real. It's about being consistent. And Deidre, if we can just get somebody started without understanding all of it, we're going to win. Because as soon as they have success, nothing looks hard now.
Exactly. Right. I do have a question though about the weight loss, because I'm a fatty also. But
fellow fatties, we'll talk forever.
But when I was reading up on it, and I see it's 2 stages. Do you take the first stage every 7 days, or you just take it that one time?
It's a unique process, so it's going to bring these questions up, and that's why we need to educate, right? So stage 1 is 7 days. So you take it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, same time, half hour before you go to sleep, and then stage 2 starts on day 8.
Okay.
And then you do 18 days of stage 2 for a total of 25 days, and that's one cycle of the product. Some people are going to lose the weight they want, 5 or 10 pounds. They'll lose it in one cycle. Others, like myself, are going to need several cycles to lose what I want to lose, right? And that's just how it goes. But I like the combination of the 2 products because brain, whether I want to lose weight or not, I want that brain every day. If I don't take my brain, I notice a huge difference. I also don't buy energy drinks anymore. I used to drink down 3 of those dang things every day. And I'll put this out there, guys. Rory has not had an acid reflux issue for almost 5 months, Niall, not one. And I think those energy drinks definitely were not helping me on that. My doctor told me to get off of them, but get addicted to it, kind of, right? Brains fixed so much for me. Anyway, Deidre, does that answer that on the Zane? And then I'll go further. After 25 days, I recommend everybody take like a 5-day reset.
Oh, okay.
5-day reset. And that like kind of lets your body just assimilate again, and then you go right to the cleanse again.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because it's and based on, and this is from experience with a lot of weight loss stuff, but having that 5-day break, and it doesn't have to be 5 days. It can be 2 days, 3 days, but take a break and then start another cycle. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you this. Some of us that want to lose more than 20 pounds, do not double take the products. Don't think you're going to lose twice as much by taking double. It has the opposite effect sometimes. Just follow the plan. Okay. Now, fatty to fatty, let me explain something. We didn't gain the weight overnight. It felt like it, right? It felt like it. It felt like we went from, a size 34 jean to 38 overnight, but it didn't happen overnight. So what we got to realize is our body's got to adjust and go through that stuff. And, and then obviously use it to get better habits and better things around us, right? Because what we eat, it doesn't matter if you eat fried chicken. It's just how much fried chicken you eat. Right. Right. And the foods that taste good, we shouldn't be deprived of that. Just moderation. You'll notice that the combination of brain and the Zleam, you're not going to eat as much at meals. Like it's almost sad for me as a foodie. I cannot just sit down and mac a whole platter of sushi and enjoy it. I can't. I eat a couple rolls now and I'm done.
Okay, that's good.
Big prime rib and eat the whole thing. I can eat like a third of it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm physically done. I can't eat anymore. And I know it's better for me, but I got to tell you, psychologically, there's something fun about sitting down with a big, giant, extra large pizza and eating it all by yourself. I like that. I just can't do it now. Anyway.
Okay, yeah, that answers it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we all know it and it all makes sense, but it's also, we all want to look better and feel better too. But having that balance with brain, I'm just going to put this out there, guys. Having that balance with that nootropic that makes you feel good and having a weight loss product at the same time, I think that's what's always been missing, Niall, and everything we've done before is like, because I'm going back at experiences with weight loss, and you have people lose weight and they gain it right back, and you watch their habits, and they had emotional problems, deep-seated things from childhood.
I look back over the years, and most of the things that we tried and took, they dried out our mouth, which made us want more water and suppressed our appetite. and they gave us a little bit of extra energy, usually based on some kind of caffeine or something, but nothing was really healing what's going on the inside. That's the difference. Well, hey, when I show you my before and after pictures, Rory, you're just gonna go, wow.
Yeah. Well,
It's only,
yeah.
how long now?
Okay, Joanne Osborne. Joanne, if you would unmute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're next.
Yes, sir. I have one question. You said the BRT marketing is in the back office?
Oh, the BRT stuff that I was covering today will be in the V marketing, in the RRR247 V marketing. I'll be putting it there. And actually, let me.
Thank you, Tracy, for that.
Yeah, so it'll be all the BRT scripts and stuff that I just did for Chrissy today. I'll be putting those up as examples for you to pull from in the V marketing training center.
So when you were talking to Deidre, I thought we were gonna say can't eat fried chicken no more. Me and you was gonna fight.
No, you can't. But that's the thing. Like, it's just, I think it's going to be real with people, right? Like, I like fried chicken. I think a lot of people like fried chicken. But you don't have to eat 8 pieces of it. You can have a piece, maybe 2, call it good, and you got products to help, so you don't gain the weight. I know that in my fat days, fried chicken seemed like it just put pounds on me no matter what I did.
Fried anything.
Yeah, and fried Snickers are pretty good too. And if you can have one, why not? It's not, just don't have 3, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference for me, and I know the success is, are you drying my mouth out so I want to drink water that fills me up, or are you healing something inside and getting rid of the craving for that stuff?
Yeah.
So instead of sitting down eating a half a pizza, 1 slice, and I'm about full. Still eat pizza.
Because, emotional eating is a real thing. It's real, right? And it goes down to gosh, I met this doctor in my travels, and he explained to me how they engineer food. Okay, now you got to realize, right? We're all emotional beings. We do everything based on emotion, which means that if I understand how to make you react to an emotion, I can use that for good or bad. I can make money on you by making you sick. I can help you get better by making you well. Okay. Well, fast food came out and they engineered food that made us emotionally crave it. Is that good? Not if it's making us fat, it's not good. But, as a human, we don't necessarily know what's going on. And these chemical imbalances that they create offset us to become a bigger customer. Back in the 60s, they developed engineering food because they found that they could get bigger profits by selling the same customers more food. Instead of getting more customers, they just got the same customers to buy more. Well, that makes us fat, and then we have to buy bigger clothes. There's a monetary side to it. It's against our health, which makes it immoral to me, but yet it exists. And a lot of us, you have that empty hole, you want to fill it, you're depressed, maybe life isn't where it wants to be, and eating that pizza made you, your body felt happy while it ate that pizza, so you just want to keep eating pizza. That's a reality. That's something that a lot of people deal with, and it creates those vicious cycles. Well, what Niall just said is something we never really had before. The products in brain helps fix here to where we're not going to be emotionally eating. And then if we're losing weight, we're gonna be feeling great. And then we combine it with balance in life, right? And if we give people more and more purpose and let them serve others, there's no better purpose than the service of others, then we can really help people on a full circle balance. And I think, Niall, is just the whole servant leadership side, we see it come together and like, oh my gosh, why didn't we see this before?
Yeah.
Right, here we are.
What you're referring to, I believe, is Paul Zane Pilsner, the next $1 trillion revolution,
Yeah.
where they put things in your food to trick you up here. Everybody's had a banana and you haven't had one in a long time and it tastes really good. But in the second banana, you get about 2 bites in and you go, that's enough banana. Well, they stuck stuff in the food to stop that from happening. And now we've got stuff to counter that. And that's why it's working so well.
Yeah. it's science has, you just got to find the right guys behind the science, and here we are. That's why it's going to be there. Okay, Renee, I love saying your last name, Renee Schrebel.
Gotcha. Thanks. I just have a couple of fast questions, but I think they're kind of important. You have a great knowledge of the subject, which is terrific. You believe in what you're marketing.
Absolutely.
And you have confidence, which I do lack, but I believe I can get it with the more knowledge I have, so that I can get to a good BRT. Is there any way we could ever listen to, can I ask Charlie if I could listen to one of his marketing calls? Or am I getting into a point where I don't have that, I'm breaking somebody's privacy? I just want to listen to somebody talk.
Renee, go ahead, Niall, you raise your hand as a MSI, go ahead.
I think we have a recording somewhere of Rory doing BRTs. But yeah, as an MSI or an instructor, that I have people listen to my BRTs. So first step would be for you to ask Charlie, and he'll probably say yes. Second step is you've got other avenues of leadership amongst the entire family that you could probably ask them as well.
Okay.
So yeah, and the confidence that you're talking about, the first step in that confidence, Renee, is understanding this. You're representing a product or a service. And if somebody does say no, they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the product or service that you're presenting to them. So if you do this BRT right that Rory's talking about, the first thing you're going to do is let them talk. You're going to get to know them, right? So you're going to know all about their fears and their concerns and their desires. And after you learn all that, then you're going to address that stuff in your presentation. That's why you're taking notes on the BRT notes. You're going to find out what their problems are, why things didn't work in the past, what they're looking for, and that's going to become part of your presentation as you're presenting the product to them. Paint the value to them, and in the flow, Rory says, if you paint the value and the benefit to them, then sales just becomes order taken, right?
Right.
That's how that works. Just get to know your person, and through the BRT process that he just taught, and then use those notes to be a part of your presentation so you're addressing their concerns. Now you let them talk, they think you're interesting, they trust you, they value your opinion, and you just gave them an opinion based on their own concerns.
All right, so this confidence issue is a big deal. This confidence issue is a big deal, I know, for everybody, okay? And Renee, I do not sell things I don't believe in. I just don't. And something that I learned a long time ago is if I'm passionate about something, you're gonna have a hard time not buying into my passion, not wanting to try it. You're gonna have a hard time because you're gonna be like, this guy really loves it. I mean, if you talk to me about wine, there's no way you're not gonna want to try wine because you're just gonna be like, this guy's really into it, because I am, right? If you don't have that level of confidence yet, borrow mine. You can borrow mine, you can borrow your instructors, and that's why we, the other thing too about confidence is, Kevin Smith, that is awesome, your first one. I want to know how that goes, good or bad. It's getting started, it's everything. To me, there's no bad BRT. It's the motion's good. You're learning, and we fell forward. Okay, you guys, I have blundered in years past on a conversation with somebody. I have had my tongue tied. I've been distracted. I've had life happen that made my mind not focus on there and learn what not to do next. I've had it too. But the reason why I'll probably sound smoother than most, I've done a lot more than most. Now see me dial $300 a day, every day, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, for years, right? I've sold millions of customers in a program because I was willing to dial and do presentations all day, every day, all day, every day. And you just get better at it. So you gain confidence from it. It's like, go outside to go grab a basketball, go find a basketball hoop somewhere and shoot. Are you making them all the time? Or do you start making them better and better as you shoot more and more? It's practice. Same thing. Don't beat yourself up. You're going to get more confident at it. You're going to get muscle memory, brain memory. You're going to know what to say and when to say it and how to react. It's practice. You're not going to just go out there and do a really good job. Go swing a hammer and go throw up some drywall. If you've never done it before, you're going to have a bloody hand. You're going to beat things up. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be frustrating. And then after you do that day in, day out, week in, week out, you're going to be tossing them up like nothing. I remember going drywalling with my uncle, and there was this guy, and he wasn't that big and heavy, or strong, but he could throw up a sheet, and he made it look so easy. And then when I tried to do it, I about killed myself. I remember that going, and he just said, "Oh, I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, son." And it probably was. And I realized that everything can get better with practice. I also realized that construction and me don't get along. That's why I don't do it. But you get my point. It's like that. So things that you're not confident with just means you haven't done them long enough to get confident. And the only way to get there is to do it. So just bite the bullet and go. Here's the thing that you also got to remember. We give you guys the V marketing leads and then instructors, we get you in the 101s. We expect you to fail forward. There's no other way to learn. There's no other way to learn than jumping in with both feet and figuring out how to swim. We know you're not going to drown. We know you're going to be good. Just keep kicking. That's it. You'll get
Law of
better.
averages, right?
Law of averages. And
Law of averages.
I've brought in some of the most amazing people in my life as friends and stuff in situations where I didn't have confidence. You don't have to have confidence for it all to work. You just got to be in there doing the process, have it work. Trust the script, trust the dialogue, just do it. It'll get better, Renee. The worst thing to do is nothing. That's the worst thing. And anything past doing nothing is better. So just get going. That's it.
So you just touched on something important, Rory, the law of averages. And you said there's times where you tripped and stumbled and we're not good at it. So if you remember me blacking out once, right?
Yep.
Or on the phone going, yeah. So even if you're bad at it, even if you think you're bad at it, because you can't be bad at it, that's what he's trying to teach you. Even if you think you're bad at it, if you do enough of them, you're still going to have enough people say yes. And then as you get better, more out of every 20 say yes. And William just brought up a good point in the chat. For every 10 or 20 people that you talk to, there's a percentage that say yes because of the law of averages. So when you get a no, just check it off and get excited about that. Go, ooh, I'm one step closer to my yeses.
I'm going to add to that a little bit. So you're going to get no's, and eventually you're going to have it where you don't even hear the no's. You're just going through the model, right? Just go through the pattern. But I'll tell you, when you really learn the art of the BRT and those 3 communication points, no's get a lot less often. It's the science behind it allows them to make that decision. And people will say no when they don't have enough information to make a decision or they don't feel confident enough. Well,
Wasn't me.
Yeah, thanks. When we do the BRT process, we allow people to get enough information to make a decision. We've learned what it takes to deal with those emotions. So just like engineering food, we have an engineering conversation that happens to get them ready to say yes, to get them ready to buy in if the idea makes sense to them. So we eliminate a lot of the no's that are going to be there. So if you do get a no, it's really a not now. It's really a timing's bad for me, or I didn't really see the idea as well. I like it, but I really don't have the money right now, and I don't want to tell you that. It's really a not now. It's not a no to get you away because you didn't hit the communication points. We're teaching you what works on a psychological level. So it gets even better. So I wanted to just caveat that, yeah, the no's lead to yeses, but we, with this BRT process, just literally gave you all the tools that a marketing successful person has that we just isolated and figured out. And the day I figured out this changed everything. And now we're just pressing on it and making sure we get as many of you to do the same thing, because it's like, hey, there's a reason it works. And it's the psychology behind it. So, but yeah, you get a no, just chalk it down and send them a follow-up later. You guys, I have people that tell me no. They come back years later because they're ready.
Because you created the value.
I don't shut the door, right?
They
You don't
come
know
back
what's
later.
going on in their life to affect things. all we can do is do a proper presentation, have that right conversation, and let the barriers come down so we can share an idea. That's it.
They come back later because you painted the value, right?
Correct. And I understand Ascension marketing really well. Joe, you're up.
Well, hello there. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Just a couple of things. Okay, when I started out on the Zleam, I was 235 pounds. And I'm about halfway through the box now, and I'm down to 228.2. And it seems like I'm kind of stuck there, but I kind of cheated a little bit on a little candy bar here and there. But anyway, that's what I just want to say about that. It's a good product, damn good product.
Yeah,
And
I'll tell you, weight loss plateaus and living life, right? Tanya and I always say this, like we would rather be, you know, pudgy and a little chunky and be happy than be skinny and miserable. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. And something else that you said is, and I have been in sales before. And if you do not believe in the product that you're selling, I mean, you're not going to sell it. You have to know the product, and you have to, you know, believe in it. You know, if you're trying to sell a piece of whatever, and it's a piece of whatever, you know, it's they're very simple. You have to believe in what you're selling.
Absolutely. Now, Joe, on the plateauing of product, it's everybody's body is different, right? And we all assort things.
Oh, I know.
And I'll tell you, in a weight loss journey, when it's working properly, sometimes you don't lose weight, but you lose inches. So sometimes you'll see like your clothes will fit better, but your weight didn't change. And then it usually catches up and offsets. It's why we do like one cycle, wait a few days, do another cycle, wait a few days. And then there's other things you can do in between sometimes to step it up. Like, you know, this week I'm gonna you know, go a solid week drinking even more water than you did before. There's things you can do that healthily to be smart to adjust those what do we call them, those plateaus, yeah. And I'll tell you one thing sometimes to do is, and we'll go through this from life experiences, but I know this will sound, this is awesome. There's some things you can do to kind of break up your system a lot, where you have like, you get through the cycle and you go a week where you eat really, really good, but one of those days you have like a massive cheat day. You eat all the freaking, whatever you want, you eat that day. And you do it one of those days in that week, and then you go back on another cycle. And your body will like adjust to it in an amazing way. It doesn't hurt you, it helps you. Sometimes you got to shock your system to like get past the plateau. And that's something that we're going to bring experience in. We'll get some stuff tied in. We'll keep notes on that. I have to do it from time to time when I'm doing something right. But I just got to tell you guys, since we started doing this, this process, I've not gained weight back. I've maintained and slowly went down. And I've had my times where it's like nothing shifted, nothing changed. It felt like for like weeks.
I haven't gained any back either. I have not gone back up. It's just kind of leveled off. But like I said,
but when you start dropping weight like 5 pounds, 7 pounds, 9 pounds, and it stops, there's a feeling of like, oh, I thought I was going to lose 20 pounds this run. Okay, we just, you know, we're going to be fighting the body biometrics and the stuff that's there. That's why it's important that we understand. And it's also good to have a community. We get on there and talk, because, you know, something that somebody does might work for you. We all have different body types and things going on. Okay, but there's strength in numbers, right? And we can communicate it out.
And
you know,
there's actually
we can always have fun too and say, go ahead now.
There's actually a medical term for what you're talking about. If there's any doctors involved here and you want to write that in the chat, when your body loses weight, and it's kind of like, I guess in simple terms, your skin and everything has to catch up to that. Okay, and then you'll see inch loss, like you said, and then after that phase is over, you'll go back in the weight loss again, but then you're probably going to plateau a second time, where your skin has got to catch up to the new you, is the simplest way of putting that. With that being said, though, we don't want to be product experts.
No.
Yeah. Hey, Rory, can I say something on that? So
of course, Sean.
On Joe, on your comment about you have to believe in the product. So I've actually had quite a few students that have told me, oh, I don't want to market this because I don't believe in the product. well, there's another way to look at it. Believe in the business. So Rory has made something here that he is not going to put something in our business that he does not believe in. So Rory believes in it.
No, I
So believe
understand
in
that.
Rory, believe in the business, and even if you don't like Valentis has a few products that I don't know anything about. I'm not even, probably won't even research them, but I believe in the business and I will market that because that's what I believe in. So yeah. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I know there's a place for every product we market, right? I always like to bring up the lingerie, even though I'm getting flack from AdSense. Someone's reporting my lingerie.
Stop it.
But I don't wear lingerie. I definitely appreciate seeing lingerie, but there's things that we go out there and we market that right. But there's so much we just get out fun with. But Sean, that's a really good point on the business side. And also, like with Valentis, there's a lot of products there that I don't myself participate in, but I know there's a marketplace for it. We just guide people in and let it go. They have a new trim punch or something that came out, and I've heard of rants and raves. And I have a customer in Valentis that sent me a thing that said that they like the way it tastes and they feel great on it. Well, that's great, awesome. We facilitate stuff, but our anchors that we focus on absolutely are a catalyst to get a customer in. They're that anchor store, that anchor offer that we utilize, and we know they work. That's why they're anchors. So we focus on that stuff a lot. Barbara, yeah, Tropical Blast. Yeah, I've heard some great things, but you guys, and that's why we keep stuff like that around. They're, to me, they kind of become more of a kiosk offer. It's not a number one anchor, but we still have people buy the products, the stuff that comes out there, and that's great. You guys know we're getting rid of CJ, we're getting rid of ClickBank, because they've just gone by the wayside compared to how we market, and we're getting these direct relationships. I don't like to shut down aisles in my grocery store. If I'm selling baby food, great, I'm going to keep baby food. I don't need to like baby food. I don't even need baby food, but people do. I will carry stuff that people need. I think we bought some from Alec a little bit, but he went right to whatever I ate. So, there's different things, right? But, other people buy it. If it's something that people are buying, we want to be in the middle of it. Not everybody drinks wine, but there's hundreds of millions that do. It's worth having a wine aisle in the grocery store, right? So we all get that as we understand that thing. But when you're doing a conversation, like a BRT conversation, it does help to believe in the product or believe in the business of it. It absolutely does. And anybody that's around us cannot say it doesn't work. You'd be lying. We prove it out over and over and over again, and it's all by systems. There's not flukes where, hey, it's working for John. I don't know how it's working for John. No, we know why it's working for John, because John's doing ABC. And if we all do ABC and follow the system, we all get the same thing. Anyway, Ellen Griffin.
Hi, I had two things. As far as the brand goes, I love the brand. It took a while, but
Right.
I've been on like antidepressants for 30 years and I'm off of them. I cannot take the brand and my antidepressants together at all. So I've totally cut out the antidepressants. Feel 100% better. Sorry, dog's barking.
Oh, it's all good, Ellen. That's
like
awesome.
the gator there, Kyle.
It's a clap.
And second, last week we talked about, I asked how do you sell. I was getting nowhere with my wine ambassador, and I could get my PBSs, but I couldn't get beyond that. Well, I have old students coming back. I've got 2 of them that's contacted me this week.
Awesome.
I sold a PBS, and I have a call after this. He's supposed to sign up. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But Kim Alders, I believe it was, told me, because I was so nervous about my call to my prospect last week. She said, get up and walk around when you're doing your BRT. It calms, it's nervous energy. So I did that, and every BRT that I have done since, I get up and do that, and it's just, it flows so much better.
That's called duplication.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a pacer too, Ellen. When I do my BRTs, I'm almost always pacing. always.
Yeah, I like wearing a hole in the floor, so.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, all my kids know I pace like that way too, and I get in a zone where I'm focusing on the person on the phone. I'm really getting to know them and understand things, and I'll pace. And when the kids were little, I used to like hear laughing, and Tanya would be watching all 7 of them in order behind me, just following me and copying everything I did, hand movements, everything. And I wouldn't notice forever. They thought it was the funniest thing. Malik does it too, right? But I wore out carpet. I literally, truly did. Wore out carpet. Our one house, you could tell exactly my path. I wore out the carpet.
I have sat with him,
Yeah,
watched him get on the phone and talk to somebody, and as soon as he gets on the phone and starts talking to somebody, Malik starts going, he's already marketing. But I've known Rory for 27, 28 years now. There was one time when I lived in Virginia and I had a long seawall on the back of my property, and I sat there and watched him walk back and forth and pace on that seawall back and forth for about an hour and a half. He just never stopped pacing. So I don't know how it happened, but I started doing the same thing. I think better on my feet walking around. So I had to actually get used to sitting still and doing a screen share.
Yeah, it does change. That's what I do too. But yeah, Ellen, so you're changing your posture. You're changing the way you go through stuff. Watch what happens now. And that's why we do this. Like little things make a difference, Ellen, right? Little things.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
All right, Greg Pope, you're up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
Yeah, Rory, I have a question for you, and that's this. Okay, let's say it was a prospect from the 101 boards, and I've gone through the BRT, and I've gotten through the Keystone, and okay, what do you like about the video and all the process that we go through, and they're a fence sitter. Now, is there a transition that we can make? Say, wait, there's more, and show them the anchor. I mean, I'm missing that step if it doesn't exist.
You're not missing the step. You're not missing the step. So, Greg, I guess I cut right to it. To me, it's like kind of like there's like an A to B to C. So you get on the phone with them, you do the BRT, you make sure you cover 3 points of conversation, you explain your role with them. I always like let them know, like, I mean, as a student, I mean, they're not paying me to train them. I make money when they make money. And if they do what I do, they're going to make the money I do. I make sure I stress that because it's truth. And then I show them the video and I say, pretty great, right? All right, I just sent you the link. Let's get you set up. I just go right to sign up.
Right.
I don't let them sit on the fence.
No, I do ask that. I say that, but let's say they're a fence sitter right there, and
okay, Greg, this is what you need to do. It's really simple. You just go. If you've already established why they want to do this, and they're not taking action, the only question I ever ask is this. Look, I got a solution for you. I know it'll work if you just dive in. So, you want to get some other stuff here. I go back to what they said. I use their own words. If you don't jump on something to fix that now, what's your plans to fix it otherwise? What are you going to do? I just do that. And if they don't want to go forward, Greg, I'm done. I'm gone.
Yeah, move on. Mm-hmm.
I just tell them, hey, I got a solution, but it only works if you're going to do it. I'm only going to help you if you let me help you. When you're ready, call me, and then be done. And sometimes when you get stronger with and the stronger you're at in presenting your value to them and selling yourself, right? The art of self-promotion, that usually doesn't happen because they're going to be going, man, this guy's willing to help me. He only wins if I win. Why would I not do this? All the reasons they haven't done it before kind of go out of the way. And so if you're getting that, make sure you're stressing that, hey, I'm here to help you. Let's get going. Then you probably won't get those. So if they're sitting on the fence, I would take that as I did not self-promote well enough. And that's probably what it is, Greg.
Yeah, most likely. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. And Greg, it's hard. That is against our grain as Christians because we think it's boasting, but it's not. We have to let them know what we're doing for them. They're not going to assume we're going to be somebody outside the normal. I mean, unfortunately, the service of helping others just to help others and to pay it forward is not a shared concept with the world. So we have to let them know that's how we operate, because they're not going to assume something that they don't even think exists anymore. It's not in their environment that they're currently in. So we have to let them know it's different here. We have to, or else they won't know. So make that stronger. You're not going to get the fence sitter.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
So
All
I
right,
can
let's
add to
see.
that, Greg. Rory didn't do the, Rory didn't do that with me, because Rory, when I see Rory excited, like I said in the other chat, I just say, do you need my credit card numbers, or do you have it memorized by now? But at the end of BRT, after the end of the Keystone video, I say almost the same thing. And here's what I do. Is that awesome or what? How great is that, right? And then I say, what was your favorite part? I want them to recall something that they loved in that video, right? Awesome. So you can see how far we can go with this and why it's such a relevant, great thing to be a part of. Let's go click on that other link and let's get yours ordered now.
Yeah, I copied that out of the notes, actually. I think it's on the scrolls with PBS scrolls. It's in there. And I have it right there on a text document that I read it after the Keystone. So I definitely hit those spots, but it's my posture, the reason I'm not getting the success that I'm looking for.
And Greg, I want everybody to know this right now that we're doing. This is why I wanted to do this on Saturdays, because you're doing everything right. There's something you're probably missing. You probably know what it is, but we come together and then we can okay, we know where it's supposed to be and balance it out there. And this is why we do this on Saturdays. And I also want everybody to understand, it's a struggle for everybody in some of these key points. We all struggle in the same areas for the same reason. That the art of self-promotion is hard until you understand why we have to do it that way. And Greg, it's probably the number one area we got to focus on with people. So I actually appreciate you bringing it up. And I mean, you're doing awesome already. Once you hone this in even more, oh my gosh, look out. Look out. There could absolutely be a wine with your name on it, Greg.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then
And something else that I wanted to say when somebody else said earlier, and I heard a long time ago that it really takes 10,000 hours to become a real pro at anything. So when you work something for 10,000 hours, now you're going to really be good at it. Yeah. And I added up my time in the vending industry, and it was more like 200,000 hours. Of course, I was really good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is about consistency. I know that because I'm learning key phrases that work when I say them, and I'll put it in my bank and I'll use it again on somebody else. So it is about the skill of learning, basically.
I want to follow up a little bit on what something Ellen said, and it relates to what Greg is saying now. At the end, you got the fence sitter, and you're going to let them know that these are the anchor offers that make the system work so well, and it's part of the system. It's not a suggestion; it's a system. I want you to set a goal, but I want you to think about that. I want you to watch the video again. I want you to think about it. Let's get you into the training. Let's show you how to use WordPress, and let's make sure you're on the calls.
Right.
So Ellen got those people on the calls more than likely, and they listened to Rory and they listened to the information, and then all of a sudden they started feeling differently about it, or a light bulb went off, or something happened. And we get them on the calls, and they're going to listen to all that. They're going to change their mind, more than likely. More than likely.
Students that way go through, and then they sign up for the anchor offers after you have done.
That's why we're going to constantly teach how to tie the anchor offers into marketing, because that's what we do. It's the truth. But when they hear it from me, they hear it from the other MSIs and stuff in the training. If somebody did a soft job on the BRT and they're in the learning process, we get help clean up as a community. The village gets help take care of it all. And it's hard to, truth just resonates. And when they hear it, they're like, oh, this does make sense. Oh, they were really trying to help me. Okay, then they can change their mind. And that's why we do it. We have people sign up every Tuesday night in the anchors. It's like they want to hear more, and then they're like, okay, it does make sense, and they sign up. And that's why it's so important to connect them in. You guys, it takes a village to raise a child. We just happen to have an amazing village, so plug them into it, right? Plug them into it. And just because they said no, that just means not now. They're not ready yet. I mean, how many people do we have come into wine weeks later, months later even? Some people actually this PBS thing, this looks like, looks like a scam to me. And they start doing it and they start having fun with it. And then it kicks in. It doesn't matter. We're not going anywhere. We need them to see it when they see it, but utilize the community. That's one of our strengths. It's one of our biggest strengths, actually. Debbie Payne, actually wanted to hear from you anyway. And congrats.
Thank you so much. I'm excited too.
Yeah. That's the most important part.
I have two questions. One is about the brain. How late in the day do you take brain?
So I'm the wrong person to ask that, because sometimes I like to stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning. It depends on when you want to go to bed. If you want to go to bed by about 10 o'clock, don't have it after 4.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I was wondering about that.
Now, if you're going to be pulling an all-nighter and you're like, hey, Thursday night, I'm going to be doing ads all night because my grandson's not coming over till 1 and I don't have anything scheduled till 10 a.m. I'm going to work on ads till 4. Oh, you can take it till 11 o'clock.
Gotcha. I just didn't want it to affect my sleep. And so I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you this. So on the phase 2 on Zleem, I'm not sure brain can even stop that from knocking you out, because it just, like, I was trying to fight it. It just knocks you out. So we might have to counterbalance. Well, I'm going to test that out. I'm going to take a brain like an hour before bed, and then I'm going to take a Zleem 30 minutes before bed and see what happens. I'm going to try that out myself.
The teenagers go after. I'd be the wrong person to ask that too, but I think it's like a 4-hour time frame after taking brain where it starts getting to that point. So 4 hours is a pretty good window, or unless you're caffeine sensitive, leave yourself 5.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But if you want to go to bed at a decent hour, I would never take it after 4, because it'll kick in. I typically take one. So we all have like a natural energy cycle, and it's usually relative to when we eat food, and depending on what kind of foods we eat. So after lunch, and I know this from a sales training I went through. I had a guy teach me how to market business to business, and when was the right time to talk to a business owner and when the wrong time was. The wrong time is after lunch, because they just ate food. They're usually had something full of carbs, and their body is dealing with stuff. They can't make a decision. So it's a bad time. Well, a lot of us have a lull around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I take a brain, whether I have a lull or not, right around 1 or 2, and that just carries me all the way. So I take one at 1 or 2. That's usually the last one I take for the day, unless it's like the Thursday night posting day. And then I take one. Sometimes I take one at 8. I'll take another one at midnight, and I'll take another one at 4 a.m. if I'm just going to push all the way through. But I don't recommend that to everybody. Some people take some days to recover. I'm not everybody, but brain makes me like way more effective during those times. So that answers, Debbie.
Yes. My second question is about the V marketing and the grapevine. I just had a person saying stop. I put them in a grapevine in December, at the end of December, and now I guess they're tired of getting dripped on. What do I do about that?
Well, if they answered stop on the text, so how did you get the stop? Did they send you an email?
No, they texted me back.
Oh, well, just don't send them anything else. If they say stop in the SMS, it automatically takes them out.
Right. Oh, okay.
If they hit unsubscribe, it automatically takes them out. Like, we are completely compliant on give them access to leave. So I don't worry about it. But I will also, I'll tell you this, they say stop. I'll stop, that's fine. I have also done this. They told me stop, I'll take their card and give it to one of my other students in like 3 months.
Oh.
And I've had people sign up because they went so far, and then they're finally like, stop. You're like, well, I've had a conversation with you. I just pass it to somebody else. And what happens, sometimes I do that because it's like, unless they're belligerent, I know that they're just saying not yet. And so I've shared that with the student or an instructor of mine 3 months down the road. Depends where the lead came from. If they're a student lead, I always put them back in. If it's just a marketing lead, just get rid of it. No, don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
And don't take it personal. Don't worry about it. Just, yeah. But
Okay.
if they really want to stop and get out, it's easy. We don't stop anybody. It's all automated.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You bet. Okay, Nina Harlow.
Yes, if I'm already in the RRR, the amazing online training, and I haven't done anything much with it, but with this, in about a week, I've just about totally set everything up.
Yeah.
What's your advice for me, please?
I'm going to tell you that, and let me pull you up actually. It's awesome advice to just get going, and I would get with your instructor and just have them either start over and walk you all the way through it, and make sure you know where everything's at, and just get you in the rhythm of it. I would dive right into marketing. Oh well, Nina, you got Jennifer Langford. You're good. You're like way good. Just get with Jennifer and just say, hey, I'm ready to get going on this. She can just reset you and just get you going, right? She can reset, refocus, recommit you. Just get going again. Just start from the very beginning. See what you have, see what you're missing, and just dive into marketing and go. That's what I would do. Make sense?
Hey, that I'm diving into the Velovita now. Okay. Because like I said, I haven't, she'll give me the links and stuff tomorrow because we have an appointment, but all week, that's what I've done. So hopefully she'll be proud of me.
Oh, she will be. And she is awesome. So, everything we have here is a system, right? And it's just a matter of just dive back in, see where things are at, and just get started and be marketing as soon as you can. The rest will follow. What we've really designed now is, if you want to get money coming in now, get marketing going now. Get that going. You'll modify your pages as you get going, get the basics ones done. You can work on your PBS any hours of the day. But the marketing you do during the times you can do it, 9 to 9 when people are around. We can't do it after 9 o'clock or before 9 o'clock in their local time. And just get that marketing process going. That is the quickest way to money. And it's the quickest way to bring people in the community to duplicate and gain from the pay it forward process we have. So just get started in that, and then the rest will fall into place. And then as much as you want to do, Nina, she'll guide you all the way through to being an instructor and above. It's all here. And just one step at a time, Nina. You don't have to eat the whole elephant today. Just get acclimated again. Make sure everything's like in order where it needs to be to get started, and just get into marketing, and then let the dominoes fall. Make sense? Nina?
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
And I'm so happy for you to get started again. That's awesome.
Me too. Thank you.
You bet. All right, Helen Ransom.
Hi. Just a quick question about, just need clarification on your earlier training on the V-marketing BRTs. You covered Velovita and Wine Ambassador. Did I understand it right when we get on the call with our new prospect? It is through our BRT that we decide whether we're going to present.
Okay, so I want you guys to have the flexibility and the permission to have the flexibility. That was my main goal today is, hey, we got the BRTs. Here's how we're going to do it. But when you're working with the lead and you're doing the BRT, I want you guys to be able to understand that person and put them down the path that you think might be best. Because we're just going to put them into one thing to start out with. Okay, these are not student leads. These aren't people learning how to do the whole RRR process. This is the V-marketing lead, right, Helen?
Right.
So we know what we know is they want a way to make money. That's what we know. And as I do the BRT with them, I'm going to look for a common ground to get them going. And if I ask them if they like wine and they're excited about wine, I'm going to show them Wine Ambassador.
Okay.
If they're not excited about wine, I'm going to put them in the Velovita presentation. And it's also good for me to know too, because I might feel in my gut, I'm just gonna show them Velovita, even though they like wine, but I know they like wine, so that as they grow, they're probably gonna be excited about that too. There's almost no wrong way to go, but I want you to have the permission, the flexibility coming from me to you, that you can put them on either one. And a lot of times when you do that BRT and you hear it, you might hear them resonate. And I'll tell you this, if I'm talking to a woman and I bring up wine and she gets excited, I'm showing her wine ambassador because she's gonna love it. And that starts it out. And if I bring up wine and she's not into it, then I just know I'm gonna go Velovita way. Because for us, all roads are gonna lead to wine anyway. But based on that person in the conversation, one of our two anchors might be a better starting point. And I'm gonna have a gut feel. And I want you guys to learn how to have that gut feel and give you the permission to do that. So you don't, because it's having both makes it stronger. I have two amazing directions I can have them go down. Either one will work, but the easier one is going to be based on my conversation with them. If I feel wine's going to resonate better, I'm going wine. If I feel like wine may not, I'm going to go Velovita. And I want you guys to do the same and have the permission from me to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And my second question is regarding the BRTs, was I understanding it correctly that you would like our instructor to go through the first 3 with us?
Ideally, I like that because that's going to help you have the confidence in doing it and you're going to hear it done. And it's also going to let you hear like, oh, it really is just reading the script. It's not hard. And it makes sense. So I do want the instructor to go through the first 3 if possible. Now, if someone wants to just jump in and they feel comfortable, I'm not going to say no, but ideally I want you to do 3 because after 3, you should have no reason not to just make it a habit and go.
I wasn't sure because my instructor was not sure. So, but I think she's got it figured out now.
I think she's got to figure it out now. And I realize I just changed a lot of things for the instructors on this couple-week process here and go through that. And when we did V-marketing before, we weren't doing the BRT process. We weren't doing it like we are now. Now we are. And then Helen, your instructor, if they're not available, you go to their instructor.
You're hard to catch.
but no, that's why I said that. But this is what I'm doing all day long. And she's really good. If you're not, then what I'll do is I'll do the same thing I do with the people I'm working with. You get access to my calendar. And as busy as I am, I do have open times and slots that people can take, and I do this all day.
Okay, that brings up something else. One, the new instructor training, is it at the same location as where the old instructor training?
It's on RRR247.com/instructor.
Okay. And the same password?
Same password.
Okay.
And Rory, I'll add to that.
Yes.
If I have, let's say Dina Harding over here that might, and a brand new person who's never been in this industry, done these kind of calls before. Dina's been around for a long time. She's heard a lot of calls. She's heard me train. She's heard Rory train. She doesn't need me to do 3 BRTs with her. She's mastered it. This person over here is brand new and they've never done any of this kind of stuff before. That's who we need to do some help with BRTs with. Moses is asking a question in chat, Rory, about IBOs. If you want to cover that today, I let him know. I let you know. I answered the basic qualification stuff, but if you want to discuss it a little further, and Aunt Tony brought something up about the Slim product. It says she actually likes the taste. I like that taste also, which is that black pepper. But I know it's not for everybody. Here's the simple answer to that. There's two parts to it. One is, where does it say on the label that it tastes good, right? The other one would be, do you want something that tastes good or something that works?
Yeah.
But listen, I love you guys. Rory, thank you so much for a great day. I've got to run and take care of that other matter. And everybody have a great one.
I'm looking for that IBO thing right now.
It was Moses, if Moses can unmute.
Here, Moses, let's just bring it up. I'm going to ask you to unmute, Moses. You're here.
Yes. Do you get me?
Yeah. Hi, Moses.
Hi, Rory. Thank you very much. I mean, I have been asking this question and I've asked my instructor and she's given me her perspective. And I just wanted to know a little bit more to understand how the IBO thing works. And honestly, I'm asking that question from a point of caution to say, is there anything that could turn around to be hurtful around how the IBO works? How does the IBO work? Where do we, if it's
Moses,
a business, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a very good question. It's a very, I mean, it's somewhat of a complicated process. And so in that there's a scare, it could hurt things. We've had very, very few problems. Okay. And we have people on here right now that are part of those problems, but we always make them right. Always. There's some moving pieces of it. The advertiser may not follow their contract with us, and that causes a problem. We step in, we fix it always fix it. It's not pretty. It's just one of those things that can happen, but we do everything to protect it. If that means I got to come out of pocket with money, I come out of pocket with money. The IBO program cost me 38 grand last year because people did something stupid. They went and took money that wasn't theirs out of the accounts, and it just destroyed the whole thing. So that's the sad thing. So if you do exactly what you're supposed to do, you get set up in the IBO, you get the account set up, it almost always, like 99.5% of the time, it works flawlessly. There's always things in there. Here's what can go wrong, and we take care of it every time. They may let the account go negative, and then you get a notice that the account's negative, and you get bank calls. Well, that's not supposed to ever happen. And sometimes it happens month 1, month 2, month 3. And what happens is we get them to clean up or we get rid of them. And sometimes that's the way the contract goes. They're in violation to us. We always will make it right, and we force them to do it right, and then we'll clean it up at the end. And if they don't clean it up, we just get rid of them. And we hopefully can get you another one. But the idea is to keep it going good for you for as long as possible. And a lot of times, these guys run their own bank accounts the same way. If they're negative 1 day or 2 days in a row, they don't worry about it because they know there's more money coming in. They're used to that. It's not a habit I would ever do to any of my business. No, I don't ever run in the negative, but some of these people do. And and they act like it's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal because by contract, they're not supposed to do that. So we have to honor that. That's like the biggest issue I've ever seen that we have to deal with. We always make it right. Now, the other problems would be self-induced by you as a partner going into the accounts and taking money that's not yours, and then all bets are off because then you're going to get hammered down with all the bad side of the business, and you violated the contract. So apart from being a thief to your own business, there's nothing you can do to disrupt it, and just let it work. And just know that if it gets negative, notify us. That's why I get Jim involved. You guys, our attorney, you guys let them know, and then we go bark at them to get it fixed. And if they don't fix it, we get rid of them. We have other clients we can put them on. And that's about the biggest problem. And it doesn't hurt your stuff. We don't ever let it hurt your credit. If we have to close down the bank accounts, we close them down and get rid of them. And we still honor the 6 months. We've made it work for everybody. And we've had some sticky ones. Out of, I guess, 600 experiences, we've had less than 20 problems. And of those 20 problems, like 3 have been, ones that we just had to get rid of the advertiser finally. 11, we closed the advertiser down probably prematurely just to set a pattern, and it's been really good since. And it's just like any type of business. We have solid contracts to protect everything, but people don't follow them at the end of the day. Then you have to enforce them. But as far as it being a monetary issue where you're going to be hung out, it'll never happen. I won't let it happen. There's not enough damage that they could possibly do that I can't cover. And I absolutely care about my name and my word and putting this program together. And as great as a program as it is, I was ready for that downside when we started. And it's been working great. That help, Moses?
Well, yeah, thank
Moses,
you
does that
very much,
help?
Rory. That is very helpful. But then, so your response brings me to the next question. So you paid 38 grand.
Oh, yeah, well, that was for several problems, but yeah.
If that happened to somebody like who cannot afford the 38 grand.
Moses, it'll never be that bad for a single person. That was several people that caused problems.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, that was a great, and I'll bring that. I'm just telling you, like, I stood behind it so that they didn't get, even though things went wrong, I protected the program, I protected the name of what we're doing, and made sure that where there was a problem that no one got personally affected other than the advertiser that caused the problem.
Okay, that's encouraging.
These advertisers are vetted out, and like there's solid contracts, stuff written on them. We don't just take anybody on to do this project with. Most of them we've known for a long time, so it's really rare that when there's a problem. That being said, we had a couple that during the COVID time actually got hammered really hard, and we had others that didn't. And we weathered through it, and as long as I communicated, if I had to come out of pocket to help something go, I did. It's for the betterment of the organization. That's all I'm saying, Moses. It's not just something you're getting set up with. Like, Tanya and I back everything we do. You know, we're in a situation where we can do that. And again, I go over these things. Money does buy happiness, and money does fix problems.
Very reassuring. Thanks. Thank you very much.
I'll tell everybody, like, do the IBO program. There is no reason not to do it. If you qualify for it, it's the best situation I could give anybody, and not taking it would just be like, it would really be a stupid thing not to do. Like, it is good. It's so protected. It really is solid. Everybody should do it.
Excellent.
Everybody should do it. Yeah. But it does seem too good to be true. There's all those issues, but it's real. And those problems that can happen. That's why you see the contracts. That's why we set it up the way we set it up. That's why I put my own, as our family business attorney oversees the whole thing. Every single one he sees, every single one. And that's why we do it. It's, and the whole scope of things, it's a guaranteed 4,500 plus 250 for the wind down, which works out to like 7 grand. Okay. 7 grand may not seem like a lot, but for some people that just changed their entire life. That's the difference of them worrying about bankruptcy. That's the difference of them getting rid of a bunch of high interest, holes that they dug into. And I know that if I can do that to help people, I'm going to do it. And once I figured out how to do it, I just made it happen. Right. And I'm not trying to help one person with it. I'm trying to help thousands with it, which when I first stated that I wanted to do that, they said, oh, Rory, like, we've only been helping the 24 people. We might be able to help another 50. Well, we're already at like 500, almost 600. So helping 1,000, I think I'm going to get what I want. And then I'm going to go for the next one. Like, there's always a way that just made sense. So I'm glad you brought that up, Moses, but I'm telling you, from me to you, and it works. And even the problems that we have, we always get through. We always get through. And unfortunately, not every partner that needs to be part of that mix can follow the rules in the contract. And that's where we have to step in. And that's why you have attorneys. If everybody always did what they said, I wouldn't even need an attorney for that program, but we do. And we work through it. And we always try to make it better for the person that had the problem. Always try to get them wound down and wound back up with a proper, better experience the next time. We always try to treat it better. So it's just where it goes. I mean, for the few problems we've had, it's been amazing. And I haven't had anything not have problems. Like, it's just life. It's just, how do you deal with them? What safeguards you put in place for those problems when they arise, and how do you protect the family? All right. Angela McCorkle.
Hello.
And Helen, a package of Oreos always helps. Always. Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't have any in this house for a reason. I think Malik and I will eat the whole thing if we sat down.
Hi.
Angela McCorkle.
Question. So if we are doing a one-on-one board call and we get resistance on the PBS, are we allowed at that point to switch gears and take them through this with the Velovita or wine?
Okay, if you're doing the one-on-one boards, that's a student. We put them right through the RRR process, always.
So if they are resistant to the PBS.
Oh, Angela, okay, absolutely. If you've done the PBS, that's exactly what I was trying to talk to you guys on the instructor call. Absolutely. Okay. Slow it down. It's too much. Let's just give him Velovita. That's perfect, Angela.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, looking back, we probably had a lot of students we could have got going in this and helped out if we would have slowed it down. It's just a lot for some people. It's a lot. It works, but it's a lot, right? And it becomes overwhelming. I mean, look how long it took people to get personal computers at home. I remember people saying, oh, I'll never get one of those. Those are scary. Now we have a million of them, right? Just got to make it easier to get them started. So Angela, is that okay?
Sorry, yeah, it's perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, as long as you've done, and especially because now they're aware there's more, get them to be successful. They'll be like, okay, I'm ready. That's that's perfect. Okay, yeah. Prudence.
Thank you.
Prudence?
Yeah, hi, Lauren. Yes. Yes, so I need encouragement. I've been in this for about 3 months, and I started with all the anchor products. I'm working on my PBS, and my husband doesn't believe in what I'm doing, and I'm just spending money, and I'm at the verge of like giving up. I'm like, no, I'm not seeing any results. I'm doing my V marketing every day. I'm advertising, like I'm posting ads, and I'm doing all that.
Good. Well, I think you've been around enough calls probably to realize, I mean, there's no like magic overnight success for the stuff we do. It all builds up. However, when you bring a check in or money starts working, belief goes through the roof once you actually see the money hit, right?
Yeah.
So are you doing V marketing yet?
Yes.
Okay, when did you start?
In December. I started in December.
So you're doing are you doing the new V marketing now?
No.
Okay, you need to do the new V marketing that we're doing right now. It's so much better, and we do the BRT process. Prudence, it just works better. Like we already had people that didn't have any success weeks and months before have success in just the last week. Like it's a major difference. So, I'm going to look at this. And if you do the new V marketing and you're working with your instructor on it, we can get money coming in. And I'll tell you, I don't care who your spouse is, when the check starts coming, belief gets better, right? Oh, you're working with Sean. You're in great shape.
No. I love Sean, yeah.
All right, let's see. So we need to get you, let's see. So, I mean, you want to be following everything that's in the training, like in episode 8. So you want to be building your pages, doing the posting, but then Prudence, you want to get into the marketing as soon as possible. Are you in Velovita? Are you in wine? What are you in?
I'm in all 3.
Perfect. So you need to do the V marketing because it's going to let you utilize the leads that we have, find people that want to do something, and start adding them to your team, and you're going to start seeing the money. It'll make everything happen.
Yeah, right? So I'm doing the V marketing. I got 3 people interested. And then when I put them in Valentis, that 2 came and said, no, we are not interested in this. And 1 is just being quiet on me. So
Prudence, did you do the BRT?
Not because I got them like 2 months ago. So
that's my point.
I heard about last week. So
right. So Prudence, the new way of V marketing incorporates that magical process of BRT. You'll get people to say yes that didn't say yes before. Like the art of that conversation makes all the difference. So the stuff before, I mean, we had success with the old V marketing. Just the systems worked, enough people in them, people just signed up. But when you do the BRT, the numbers just go so much higher. The amount of people that actually, because they can understand it. You know, the BRT puts them in a conversation that allows them to drop their walls and listen to the idea. So if you start doing the BRT with these people, Prudence, you're going to get a lot more yeses, which means you're going to make more money.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes.
So do you have the BRTs? Have you gone through like the lead streams process? Have you gone through the training on it?
Yeah, I'm reading through them now, like trying to get myself acquainted.
I apologize that I didn't click it to make it easier for everybody sooner. And I was putting all this time teaching the BRT to the instructors, and the instructors are doing great. And then I realized they had something that I taught them that I was not teaching the students, and I fixed that right away.
Okay.
The BRT changes everything, Prudence. That one thing changes it all. We already had the leads, we get in front of people, but how you communicate makes a difference. And that BRT does all of that. So just get going on it. I'm gonna put some notes in here, Prudence. I want to hear some feedback. I'm gonna tell Sean he's gotta let me know too.
Okay.
Just keep doing your V-marketing. You get the person that's interested, do the BRT, then show them the presentation. And whether it's Velovita or wine or, you know, and put them in the drips, you know, Valentis, we just let that drip just happen. But when they finally, you know, when they get going in one and getting all the RRR247, everybody does all three eventually because you're making money in all three. And it makes sense. But the V marketing, we focus on just one at a time, whether it's Valentis, whether it's Velovita or Wine Ambassador, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like when we talk to them, we see what's going to sound better for them. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And then we give them our presentation, which is your fine wines page or your biohacking page.
Yeah, because I think it would have made a lot of difference if I did the
guarantee,
putting their names in Valentis. Like
yeah, and Valentis, we don't have like a presentation that does what we do here. So and you know, it's still great to lead with if we wanted to, but we've got it honed in right now where we're gonna show them Velovita or Wine Ambassador. That's our two doors.
Okay.
We're gonna focus on those two doors with the V marketing leads, and then once they get in and they start having success, we give them access to everything. That makes sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
And that's how we all build. So I apologize for everybody. Like, you know, I don't see things the way I need to. I gotta like slow it down because I just don't. I just do this my own way. I don't realize what I do and all the steps until I break it down. And I had a lot of MSIs bring me their students and say, we're not succeeding. And they'd get on the, and then I just realized they weren't doing a BRT. And I was like, why wouldn't you? And then I'm like, well, we didn't teach them. Like it's on me now because I realized I didn't teach it. And the instructors, we only teach BRT when you become an instructor. And it's valuable knowledge, but now we just give it to everybody, Prudence. So now there's no excuses. You learn how to do BRT, you'll succeed in everything in life because you know how to have a conversation to make something happen. If you can have a conversation with somebody and share an idea and get them to buy in on an idea, your life will be amazing in every aspect of life. Relationships are better. Marketing people are just happier because we can communicate better. That's why. Does that make sense, Prudence?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm excited to see you get going on that. Okay, James. James Doyle again.
Okay.
Oh.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Very quick, simple question. I could go straight up line, but I might as well go to the horse's mouth.
I'm right here.
Let's talk taxes.
Okay.
Do you have a particular company and or tax person that you would suggest we use that understands what we're doing?
Yeah, I do, and I'm almost ready to get that connected. I've been working on it for a while. So I have a CPA firm that I love, and they get what we do. And I asked them if they would help my students before I said how many we had. And he probably thought it was like 10 or 20 or something. And then when I told him how many we had, he kind of went, I need to get ready for that. And so his name is Rob. I'll be talking to him. But I absolutely, and what we do is actually really simple on taxes, but having the right CPA that knows what to do means you're going to pay your fair share, no more. And he's really good. So I'm bringing that to you, James. I'll be announcing that hopefully really soon here, because I know we're getting near the end of January. I gotta do a 1099 here as well, but run. So I'll be on the phone with him on Monday, but I'll get that contact information and release that out for those that need it. We're also going to be streamlining some other financial services too. So high quality issues, when you're starting to make $5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand a month, and you've never done it before, there's things you can do to where you don't get penalized in life, and you can actually save up and build for a nice future, a nice, established portfolios. I'm going to be bringing some experts in for that as well. It's what I do. I mean, what you do with your money means everything. It's like your time, your money should be working for you, not against you. And we'll be bringing services out. It's a high quality issue. I mean, we have people making more money than they've ever made before, and they're going to be making dumb decisions till they learn otherwise. So we'll work on that.
Well, and the reason I brought it up is I've been doing TurboTax for the last 15 years. I know it backwards, forwards, but this is a little bit of a different animal for me. And
Yeah,
I'd
it's
rather
different for them too. TurboTax isn't built for entrepreneurs that do stuff like we do. There's things that we can write off differently that program doesn't do. There's also there's node aspects of it that work, and then there's state aspects of it too. But yeah, I can't use any of those software programs and I say it's simple. I mean, I've been doing the same thing for a long time, and maybe it's complex for somebody, but my CPA and I can get the stuff knocked out in about a 15-minute conversation, because I provide everything that I know I need to provide. And, and I don't pay any more than I'm supposed to pay ever. It's kind of it's just the way it goes.
Who wants to?
No one should want to, but I'll tell you, most people pay way more than they should, and it's because they don't know. And H&R Block and these other companies that are out there, they are set up to handle the least common denominator, which is like a W-2 employee. We're not that. And they don't know how to write off things properly. They don't know how to categorize things properly. And I have never seen them do it right. And so, and our CPA does the work, and everybody thinks it's super expensive to have a CPA. Now I've had a CPA on my payroll, and they did all my bookkeeping every month, and it was expensive. Okay. I was also running big software company and thought I needed it. When Tanya got me introduced to her tax guy, which is what led this, it dropped my bill from like $5 to $7 grand a month to literally $1,500 a year. For the CPA to do it right, I mean, you've got like a sole proprietor, unless you have multiple companies, you're only talking $300 to $1,000 a year to have your taxes done properly and not pay more in taxes. Odds are it's awesome. It's not that expensive is what I'm trying to say. In fact, I think it's more expensive to do it wrong.
Correct.
So, and anyway, so I have been doing a package for you guys. I'll find out where that's at. We were trying to get that launched this year. So hopefully he's pretty much ready, but expecting 10 students and thousands is a different readiness. So
what brought the question up was somebody else asked me how for example, IBO was going to affect them.
Yeah, IBOs, you're going to get a K-12. It's going to show you $750 a month in straight profits, right? Each month. And then you got to give that to your accountant, who's going to offset that against expenses, hopefully done right, to where you can keep the money to pay for your business expansion that you're doing. But you got to know somebody knows how to file that right. Yeah, it's a very valid, thing. I've been doing this marketing stuff for so long. I get a lot of 1099s in January. I get a stack, and my CPA already knows what to do with them all, how to file all the stuff that's there, how to itemize it correctly, and that's what everybody's going to need. It's a high quality issue, and we're going to get that done. Yeah, Penny, taxes are one of those things when you don't know, it's scary, and then once you know, it's good. And just having somebody to do it is great. All right. Go ahead, Stacy, get out of here. We got awesome stuff for next Tuesday. I was gonna tease it, but since you're leaving, Stacy, I'll bring it up later.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Hi, Tom. You gotta raise, there's a thing to raise your hand, by the way. Here, I'll ask you to unmute. You gotta unmute again.
Yeah, I know that, and I forget it all the time.
Oh, you're good.
On the raising hand. On the, what's the status of the payments for City Lead and
that's, I was actually gonna go into that, and I was just trying to teasing Stacy because she's leaving. We are super, super close on you guys be able to see that. It's tracking, it's going in there. The dashboards are visible and getting fixed, meaning they're catching the version up to show it. We're making huge progress, and I expect to roll out some awesome news on Tuesday, but it's happening. Tom, it's there.
And how will that affect, you know, where we, after the year, we start paying the, what is it,
I'll be covering that with the city developers. They're gonna do it right. Most of these cities are already cash flowing. They're making money. So we'll all be seeing that, and that'll answer the problem. And then we're also gonna know as a community, basically we gotta push chat out like crazy, and we just get like 500 to 1,000 people per city. It's gonna be awesome for every city developer. So we just gotta go to work. And they're doing stuff too. There's other things being added. It's looking really good, Tom. And we're really close to where not only can I explain it, but we'll all be able to see it, which is what we need. We need visibility. And the visibility is almost there for everybody.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to use some of that for the Velovita.
Yeah, I know. It's reinvesting in your business. I know it's, I get it. So Tom, and I know there's another round of the refunds that went out, and I think there's a round of payments coming, and we're going to get on a schedule. All that stuff is supposed to be hitting, and it'll be good. Like, we're really close. Open participants. Oh yeah. Well, Dave, you guys should all be able to raise. We have a lot of people raising hands, so I know you guys can do it. I have the ability set. And then we'll go a couple more minutes here, and then I've got one of my students I'm going to be working on and be marketing, and she's on here. So Christy, we're going to go to work in a second. Yeah, we got goals to hit. Okay, let's see. Michelle Proctor.
Hey, Roy. Just real quick, going back to the IBO program.
Yeah.
If there's an issue with that account, do we reach out to you or who, or our
Jim.
lead?
Go right to the attorney. Go right to Jim. If you go to me, I'm going to go to Jim.
Okay.
His number one job now has been overseeing any and all issues and getting people up and going, and that it's like his 80-hour week now. And he has an assistant. Chloe's there to help out. We got some more people to help with that, but go to Jim, right to Jim, Michelle.
Where do I find his info?
You should be on Skype. If you type Jim Fran, JIMFRAN in Skype.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
this is what oh, of course. Yeah. Anything that's like going bump, you let him know.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what he's there for. And and I'll tell you something about Jim. He does not like problems. So he likes to put them out. He likes to get rid of them as fast as he can. Because it means if you're having a problem, there's another one there too. So he's been awesome on it. All right, William Beatty.
Hey, Roy.
Hey,
guy.
Hey.
Just a couple quick things. You know, I've been in business pretty close to 40 years. What you've done with this recently, you've turned a home run into a grand slam, and I really appreciate your resources you provide. It's just phenomenal to me. And like I said, being in business, I know the BRT will be a little bit of a challenge for me. I used to sell my customers just by knowing my product and being able to answer all their questions. So I'm going to dive right into this and appreciate the the new method. Something you haven't touched much on though, and I got a little experience with, is people that you're talking to. Sometimes they're throwing out buying signals, and if you're a good listener, you kind of know you already got them once they make certain statements. And so I just kind of want to throw that in there.
Yeah. So so I got teaching a lot of salespeople. They put those buying signals out. They're like ready to go. However, some people want to buy and they want to test, and they're really quick to get out too. The quicker in, the quicker out. And we don't want them to leave. We want to keep them long term. So when we do the presentation and just follow the whole BRT process, and cement them in, it just proves that we usually get them to stay longer, which is the goal. Like we want it, I'll speak for wine. We lose money on acquisition. We make money on the second, third, fourth order. So we want to keep them around. So, well, I know what you're saying on that, but it's also, that's one of the hardest thing to teach somebody is, oh, that was a buying signal. You should have just closed it. And sometimes if you close it too soon, they leave too soon.
Exactly.
So we have their attention. They see it all, but you're right. And even when I get somebody, they're like, oh, you have your wine already. So I want to sign up. I still do the full presentation because I want them to stay in and understand it so they can pass on the same info to somebody else. And they're more keen when they're excited than later. So there's a pattern to it too. And
oh yeah,
knowing the product means a lot, but it's hard for everybody to know all the product. And they don't really need to if they know the process. So that's kind of where we lean on it. But
well, you've simplified it with this move you've just made. It's really, I mean, I don't think.
And I wish I would have done it sooner. I just didn't see it until it took a bunch of people complaining and going, okay, what am I not teaching? Like, this shouldn't be this hard. And then I was like, oh my gosh.
That's your natural abilities. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Welcome. And it's always good to have you on here. You'll do just fine. I know you will.
Oh, and hey, I've had trouble getting your emails, and I signed up again. I sent you one. So anyway, that's my last issue there.
Yeah, I tried to figure that out. I was on with Response Magic because something they did, all of a sudden we're having like massive bounces where we didn't have them before, but I think they got it fixed.
I just want more of your info.
Yeah, I need to put some more stuff out on this because I mean, I had this thing where I feel really bad about all the students that quit because it's like I can never explain to them how great things were. But now what we have is like, oh, I'm just gonna reach out to them again because it's like, I don't know what's out there that can allow success like what we have here. I mean, we've been perfecting this part, but yeah, I want to get more of that out there too to everybody just because I feel bad. Like, just come take a look at it again, No,
you're phenomenal in your energy. And I know that energy. I've put in many 15, 16-hour days for a lot of years. And so I enjoy and appreciate your energy and your natural abilities.
Well, thanks, William. Thanks.
Right.
All right, let's go to Marla Robinson. And then Kim, and then we'll close up.
Hi, Rory. Can you
Because I'm getting all excited to do this V marketing with Chrissy. So let's
can you
even though I can do this all day. Okay, Marla.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. It's going back to the IBO. I was just wondering, is there any way that the 5-year bankruptcy can be knocked down to 4 years?
It's a bank thing. It is. If it was up to me, I wouldn't even care about bankruptcies because a bankruptcy doesn't even affect this like people think. But banks have certain policies. MasterCard, Visa on their merchant facilities have certain policies. And there's things that we just don't have control on. And one of them is that. So all I can say is you just got to wait the 5 years. However, I've been pretty darn lenient letting like another family member come in or someone else to start working on, and then you can still do it in a year. That makes sense?
Well, unfortunately, that family member had to have a bankruptcy too at the same time I did. We were trying to get into real estate and some guru. Anyway, it was a long story. So, okay. Well,
so you have a year to wait? Marla.
No, but we'll figure something out because this has got to be my income because I'm my mom and sister's caregiver and this will be my income. So I got to get it going somehow.
So Marla, hold on a sec.
Candace.
Oh, is it Candace Manamok?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're in way good hands. Way good hands.
I know.
Yeah. So just I'm going to tell you this. Get your V marketing going. I would if this is going to be your full-time income, I would do everything to push your comfort zone to become an instructor. Just do it. Get access to more and more presentations and BRTs in a day. The more you do, the more you're going to be able to perfect that, hone that in, and get solid at it. $750 a month helps a lot, but also you can make that a week or a day if you just do this right. Like, so I would take all these resources here, hone in and just run. And then when you can add it, great. You can add it. It'll just be another bonus. It can be your vacation money, you know?
To do the V marketing, I have to be a promoter in the Velovita, correct? That's the amount that I'm on.
I made it pretty simple, and that's, you just brought up a really good point. Are you in wine?
I'm not in any of it yet.
Okay, so let's break it down. If you're in any of the anchors, you can use it for that. Okay, this is a starting point. Now, I can tell you, if you're not in Wine Ambassador and you're not in Velovita yet, you need to find a way to get into one of those. But it doesn't mean you don't do V marketing. I would get with Candace and say, Candace, I'm going to do this, and we're going to bring these guys in. And if they sign up in Velovita or they sign in wine, either take that commission to pay yourself in or earn your way in, or you know that you can, you know, find a way to, you'll find a way to get the money to get in so you get the commission. Like, I wouldn't wait. I'd run. You know, look at it this way. Everything is provided for you, all the marketing, all the training. And if you're in a situation where you can't buy in to get your position, leverage yourself in there. I promise you, Candace will work with you on it.
Okay.
And you know what we can do is, here, hold on. You're an instructor in training already, right?
No, sir.
Yeah, as of 2 days ago, she's put notes on here that I think that's where she wants to take you. So hold on.
She said that she thinks I'm going to be her next student instructor.
Yeah, I'm seeing the notes on you. She's really impressed. So Marla, we just got to step this forward. So here's the thing. I'm going to put some notes in there for Candace, from me to her. Okay. So Candace and I work really close. Her instructor is Kathleen, but Kathleen and I work with her. She's done a lot, and we're actually going to be having a private trip with her and do work related stuff. I think we're going to go to Vegas or something fun in March. Candace knows what I'm going to talk about here, but Marla, I'm going to give her some tools to get you going. You just got to dive in and go, and you'll be just fine. Like, it's one of those things. If you just do it right, you literally can make $500 to $1,000 a week, and you can solve all your financial issues and just soar. You'll be able to afford everything. Everything will just come to you. It'll just work. You just got to dive in and take the help. She's going to give you a hand up, take it, and run. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to spell it out for her, and if I need to get on the call to explain it to, I will, because there's ways to do that. Like, if someone's got the desire and they just don't have the money, well, we can work around that too. You know, if there's a will, there's a way. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do? And, you know, we're already a pay it forward side. You know, no one has to, like, you know, it's not even a charity thing. We just teach you how to do it. We just teach you how to do it, and you can leverage your way in. You know, if you help work the leads and help get appointments set, and we do the stuff, you know, I can tell you there's not an instructor in our community here that wouldn't help you make it happen if you're helping it. There's no one that wouldn't. And Candace especially will. She did. So I'm going to spell it out for her as far as a plan. No, it's not as easy as if you can, you know, but it's where you're at. But there's a way out of it, Marla. You just got to dive in.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna spell it out for her because I mean, I wouldn't say it's the ideal way, but for you, it's probably the only way. So let's just do it. And here's the thing: you just get better doing it anyway. There's no downside.
Okay. Thank you, Rory.
All right, Kim, you're up last.
Hang on, I'm trying. There we go. First of all, Rory, this question and answer thing today is awesome. I think it's one of the just amazing things that you do. And I think letting the other students and stuff be on here today is just wonderful. And I really appreciate it. And I know a couple of my students have been on here listening to everything, and I want to thank you for that. Secondly, the BRT aspect of it and letting everybody be here. There's a lot of people that are scared to death, and you answering these questions and opening the doors up and letting them make choices is awesome. And thank you for me too, because I like having options and choices, and you're clarifying things for me too, because, you know, I like a little freedom here and there. So, you know, it's great for me.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do, Kim.
It's awesome. And I really appreciate your doing the things that you've done today. And then I'm going to ask you, would you please update